Hi, welcome to Project Geospatial. I'm Adam Simmons, back here at GEOINT 2023 in St. Louis, Missouri. I have the pleasure of talking with Federal Compass. Two individuals from Federal Compass are joining me to talk about who they are and what Federal Compass does. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, and we'll get right into it.
Yeah. So, hey, everyone. My name's Cara, Addley. I am head of strategic accounts and partnerships at Federal Compass.
I am Nate Winans, marketing manager at Federal Compass.
Awesome. So let's briefly talk about how both of you got involved with the industry.
Yeah, great question. So I was actually laid off from a previous position right in high time COVID. So I came across Federal Compass, found that it was a very unique company, startup, had a really good mission and product that I felt like could really provide a solution. So I was actually their first hire just over 3 years ago.
Awesome. How about yourself?
So yeah, I actually have background in the HVAC, electrical, and plumbing industry, working for a tech company. Same thing. COVID was a weird time. Things got shuffled around, and then Federal Compass was looking for a marketing position, and I stepped in, and here we are.
Great. Okay, let's talk about who Federal Compass is and what they do. So who would like to talk about that?
Yeah. So what we do is we provide a platform that's really designated toward this federal market to really hone in on being successful, right? So it's a platform where you can do everything from identify potential opportunities, vendors, teaming partners, being able to do analytical research and understand what is actually happening in the market, what could be happening in the market, to process enablement.
So it's like a market research platform?
Yeah. Market research. Yep. Market research, opportunity identification, almost like a CRM as well.
So specific to this industry and this community, what does that mean?
What that means and the way that it really impacts, right? So in current state, there's multiple different data sources that contractors really have to go to get the data, right? You've got SAM.gov. If you want to look at recompetes, you have to go to the SAM data bank, or what used to be PDS, USA spending, agency forecasts, right? There's so many different sources out there. We bring it all into one.
Okay.
Yep. And then on top of that, right, we provide additional analytics, different views, potential ideas of, for example, what is the acquisition path that the government tends to provide or tends to really prefer, right? And then we have a CRM-esque like capability to where now, instead of having to go into an Excel spreadsheet or into another CRM like Salesforce, right? We can bring it all into one house so that the process pieces, the knowledge management is living on the data itself.
Excellent. So in terms of what kinds of customers you look for to onboard, is it small companies to large companies, or what's the barrier to entry to getting involved with your platform?
Great question. Honestly, it's everybody that is a federal contractor. So we don't do anything state, local education. It is federal only. Our mission and our hearts do actually lie with the small business. So that goes back into who we are and how we started. So our CEO and CPO, who actually founded the company and created the platform, come from our biggest competitor. And they felt there wasn't enough change and innovation. They lost a lot of the culture from the previous acquisitions that this company was doing. So they felt that they could do it better. But the issue that they were really finding is the small businesses were being priced out. Right? They almost need this tool or something like this so much more than a large systems integrator, because they don't have 300, what I like to call minions, to be able to do the work, right? They can't do just random M&As to make sure they can fulfill a requirement. So they wanted to bring this to market for the small business, even though we do have systems integrators, we have one-man startups. I support consultants to the federal market. I've got M&A firms as customers, and we even have some investment firms.
Great. Awesome. So how does that work in terms of messaging at a conference like this? What are you doing to get the word out?
I'll leave that to you.
Well, we're here. So
you build it, they will come?
Pretty much.
Or you come and they will come?
Exactly, yeah. No, so having these face-to-face interactions is great because, as a tech platform, everyone wants to see kind of what it is rather than like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I want to get my hands on it. So, we're not doing demos, but it's kind of, the platform's going to be shown.
Okay.
And just having that face-to-face discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there's a lot of lead up that he does, and he's being modest, to be honest, that goes into the event with our, pre-show marketing on our multiple channels. He even created a lot of content that our sales team was able to use to push out to the attendees at the conference to say, hey, we're going to be here, let's chat, which feeds into our normal sales processes too, just to get our name out as a younger company. But there is a lot of lead up to just before we show up with a booth.
And I think one thing to add to that too is we like to be different in the sense of like when we send out these emails and try to get people to the booth, the first thing isn't like, hey, stop by the booth, we're rah, rah, rah. It's kind of like, hey, there's 1,000 people here plus. You just want to say, hey, stop by the booth, say, hey, get to know us.
Yep.
If you are interested, cool. If not, we had a good conversation. Yeah.
Well, great. Any other things that you would like to have our audience know about Federal Compass or anything that you do?
Just we help level the playing field for federal contractors, I think.
Okay.
Because like Cara talked about, there's so much out there and there's such a high price point that we kind of level the playing field for these smaller contractors to really get that granularity into data, the visibility, and then also looking at these opportunities into one location rather than having multiple free sources here and there, going here for this and there for that, just streamlining in one location.
Yep. And it's really designed for any level or any position within a contractor too. So it can support up to the C-level executives and the VPs or the presidents, depending on the size of the company, of course, all the way down into the execution phase. And there's, high fidelity capabilities in there that allow individuals to really tailor the experience to them.
Do you help in the contract process itself?
We do not. So we do everything up to the point of, hey, let's build the proposal and submit. So I like to say we're giving the tools to build the foundation. It's up to you to put it together.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Well, it's a pleasure having you on, talk about who Federal Compass is and learning more about you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
I'm Winans with Project Geospatial. We'll talk to everybody next time.